Hey, folks, you want more of the show? You want to let us know that you love us? Click the links below. Patreon, YouTube, EddiePepitone.com. Do it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, squirrels, crows, grass, leaves, people on the streets, people living in the park, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast dedicated to the end of the world that's on its way. And here he is. He's been preparing. He's learning to survive in the wilderness post-nuclear war. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good evening, good night, good day, good afternoon. It's Eddie Pepitone and Kevin Tinkin here. 95-degree heat. 95-degree heat, Kev, but it doesn't stop us. It takes so much to stop us. Even when a tree fell on us, I mean, we avoided the tree, but we kept on podcasting for another 20 minutes or so.
That's right.
And we rode that viral wave of the tree coming down to increase our Patreon numbers, which steadily stay the same. And we are just kind of in the flow lately. Ian, we were at the Comedy Store, me and Kev, last night. Did you have a spot last night? Oh, right. You were at another. What was that place called?
Cronies.
Cronies in Sherman Oaks?
Sherman Oaks. Yeah, I was at Cronies in Sherman Oaks. Got to do 38 minutes or something like that.
Did you?
Yeah, that was
almost 40 minutes?
That was a blast. I was supposed to do 30, but I was having too much fun.
Ran the light.
It was good. It was a good time. And then I ran back. I had a buddy who needed to take off, who was working in the belly room, so I just drove home real quick.
Nice.
And covered that shift.
Right. You did one show in the belly. What was the show that you were up there monitoring?
It was like Comedy Store production. So it was a lot of door guys, but it was popping, man. I bought my buddy, shout out to Eric Rocha. Mikey
it was a busy
McDonald.
show?
Yeah, they both crushed, because I only was up there for like the last three comics. And it was fantastic.
Nice.
Shane Bianchi or Bianchi, I'm not sure what the correct
I don't know
pronunciation
these names. I mean, Joe
Marisi is one of the door guys.
Was he? Yeah, I thought you said La Rocha.
No. Eric Rocha.
Eric Rocha.
Hispanic.
By the way, folks, this is the podcast where me and Kevin try to remember names of people.
Yes, but they did great. It was a great show, and I was out of there in about an hour and a half, so that was great. Just
damn it.
Pop in to fill. What's going on?
I dropped the.
Oh, all right.
I'm sorry, baby. Look, I know a lot of children died making you, and I don't mean to drop you. Love you. I'll be back to you. I did 5 shows in the last 3 nights at the big clubs, Laugh Factory, which was great last night, and then the Improv, and then 3 at the store. So 5 shows in 3 nights, and it's good. I mean, it's good to get in that rhythm, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, it's and like I got nothing better to do at night. I did see the movie Weapons this week.
Ooh, what'd you think?
With Steve Feinart. It was great. I mean, I'm not a big horror movie guy, but this was very, very well done and entertaining. It had my friend Toby Huss in it as a police officer. You didn't see it?
Haven't seen it yet. No.
I think you'll like it. It's very, entertaining. And it's violent. It's very violent. And I got to say, I don't know what your feeling is about this, but I got to say, I don't understand all the violence in movies while the world is so violent. Like, why? Like, in other words, why do people want to go out and see more violence when they could just open their window?
That's true.
Pull up the curtain, pull up the blinds, pull back the curtain.
Hit their significant other.
There's someone getting Beaten?
You know, it's been a while since I've seen somebody getting beaten in public.
Well, I should tell you where the good street corners are.
I mean, I can never find a good beating.
Well, there's a Zagat guide for beatings. I don't know if you've seen it. That's a very funny joke, folks. If you know Zagat, that rates restaurants, and they also rate beatings. I mean, most of the beatings are being done by the government, by ICE. You know, come in and just fucking. A lot of people are protest. You know, I love watching these protests. These fucking kids and people who go to the East Hamptons and go into restaurants and fucking the billionaires are trying to eat, and these kids, I call them kids. You know, most everybody is a child to me now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've got a lot of wisdom. You know, you got a lot of years. You know,
I go into nursing homes now looking for dates, and I'm always like, "Hey, kid," and they're in walkers, they're in, you know, motorized scooters. I'll tell you, life gets good once you have a motorized scooter. Am I right?
I don't know. I'm waiting for that chapter.
Well,
of my
you're not
life.
far off. You know, I know you. You know, you go hard.
I do go.
You go hard. You know what's going to happen to you. You're one of these guys. You're going to go. Everything's going to be right, and then it's going to be one night where there's a great collapse. You know, and people are going to watch you crumble, and they go, "What happened to Tinkin?" It was an accumulation.
It was a slow descent.
Not a slow descent. It's going to happen. Boom.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be a tipping point. It might be 3 sets in a night. It might be you run the light at cronies and get attacked. Who the fuck knows?
Dude, they had Guinness on tap with a
I used to drink Guinness. I don't anymore. I have like 103 days and no weed, no nothing.
That's impressive. I noticed you've been on edge.
That definitely, you know, that is the thing about like when you're like, okay, I'm not gonna take the shit that is kind of helped me through and like, you know, kind of numbed you're feeling, but you're sometimes being sober is a pain in the ass. It's like you're very you feel everything, you know, like sometimes I'll just go out into the street and I go, I need love. or I'll just say, and this is being sober because I'm very in touch with it, I'm angry.
It's good to know. It's good to be able to express what you're feeling, you know, and even if it's in the streets in the front of your house, you know, in the middle of the night. It's important, you know, and your voice is valid. I want you to know that, Eddie.
My voice what?
Your voice and your feelings
are valid?
They're valid.
You ever get your feelings validated by a valet? Like, and they don't know what you're talking about. You're like, do you validate feelings? And if they're cool, they'll be like, you're child of God and everything okay.
Dude, when I worked
I don't know why I use that accent.
Well, you've been to a lot of valets. When I used to work at the Americana in...
You worked at the Americana? Yeah. There's little... You're like an onion. Little bits. Bits get peeled away.
I worked at the Apple Store when I worked at the Apple Store at the Americana for years.
I would have loved to have seen you in there.
Oh, I think I did see you in there one time.
Get the fuck.
I think I did
Liar.
see you in there. Because I've known of you many years before you knew me.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I mean, if you could scour your memory banks and go back to all the times.
I've only been in the Americana Apple Store.
Yeah.
Right. I've been in there a couple of times. I like Lululemon now.
It's good.
I like the material. It's so funny that I rail against all this corporate shit, but I like nice things, and if I have a little money, I'll buy this shit. I know I don't really need it.
Well, I mean, I think you could be full of shit a little bit. You know, it's okay. It's all right.
I think I'm full of shit a lot. You want to do a guided?
Let me finish my story about the Americana. You know,
right.
Jeez
Sorry,
Louise.
Yeah.
No, I used to do a bit because people would come in all the time and say, "Do you validate?" And I would always say, "What you do is important." And they would look at me and I would go, what?
All I do is smoke weed on a couch. Well, that the universe apparently is asking you to do that.
That's right.
Apparently, I mean, you wouldn't be. I like when everything gets justified. Apparently, that's what your calling is now. It'll change. It'll change.
I've used the word apparently too much in arguments.
Well, it's a sarcastic word.
It is.
Oh, apparently you know best. Like things like that.
No, I thought I was being a good spouse, and but apparently I'm a huge piece of shit, is what you're telling me. You want to do a guided?
Sure.
And as the fighter jets fly overhead and the B-52 bombers are preparing and the government continues to fall deeper and deeper into an oligarchy, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody. If you've been listening to this yoga podcast, you know that I just had every limb amputated, and that doesn't stop me from doing even the most complex positions, except now I do them in my mind. So even though I'm a stump, I want you to just listen to me and go with me. I want you to be enveloped right now in a blue jelly. See a blue jelly. Don't run to your fridge and get a gelatinous substance that's blue in tone. But see a blue jelly around you and let that blue jelly be love. You know, come to think of it, let's just call it what it is, lubricant. You have lubricant all around you, and sexual lubricant always brings up good memories because it means finally I'm going to masturbate again. Sometimes we cannot find the time to masturbate, and I think part of a yogic practice is to find the time to jerk off furiously as the world crumbles outside. One of the ways to cope with anxiety is to beat at your genitals constantly, just in a frenzy, and hopefully you also have light-fitting clothing on. So blue lubricant around you. I'm not asking you to masturbate. What I'm asking you to do is stretch your neck. Stretch your neck. This is a little posture I call giraffe neck. I want you to stretch that neck. You know how giraffes can eat off the top of trees? Well, I want you to be able to change a light bulb without a stepladder because of your giraffe neck. And now I want you to breathe in. Your neck is stretched. You're in a lot of blue goo. You want to beat your genitals, but you're not going to. Instead, you're going to breathe in just all kinds of love. Love from people who hate you. Love from people you owe money to. Love from people who don't return your calls. Love to the landlord who said he was going to fix the toilet about a year and a half ago. And sometimes you think maybe the landlord has joined the Peace Corps, or maybe your landlord is just on the lam. Maybe your landlord is hiding out in another state because that toilet, it's not fixed for a year and a half. And anyway, breathe in all the love from the most unlikely sources, and you know you're going to get love from your dog and your cat, and if you have a pet snake, even they love you. I had a pet snake for a while. I had to put it down after it bit several of my relatives. It's a copperhead. It got out during a Thanksgiving. A lot of people tell me, Eddie, why do you have a copperhead snake as a pet? They're very dangerous. And I say, because I'm in a low-income bracket. And people in low-income brackets, a lot of them tend to have dangerous pets. So now, with your first out-breath, I want you to breathe out all the negativity that has accumulated, particularly in your feet. A lot of negativity seems to go down into the feet, which is why we need orthopedic shoes, orthopedic soles, because most of our negativity attacks our arches. Our arches are receptacles for when you call yourself a piece of shit, you may notice a twinge in your foot. And now I want you, after you've breathed out all that vile negativity and you've released it from your arches, I want you to go slowly toward your bedroom drawer where you keep a little .22 automatic. I want you to take that .22 automatic and I want you to point it at a gigantic, amorphous hate object.
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
How about you know what we haven't done in a long time? Ode to Pepitone. We have not done an Ode to Pepitone.
It's been a while. Yeah,
Let's
I think
try
the
one.
last time we did it was on the live one.
Holy shit.
I know.
It's way overdue.
It's way overdue.
Let's try it.
And now for a perfume that you found on the streets and you have questions. It's time for Eau de Pepitone.
Is there something missing from your life?
Pepitone.
Is there something missing from your kitchen? Like a refrigerator, or a stove, or a nice smelling perfume?
Pepitone.
Maybe it's time that you went into your bare kitchen. You couldn't afford the stove, but you can afford Eau de Pepitone. It is a orange perfume that you put a little behind your ears, under your kneecap, in the crook of your knee, and watch dead flies appear. Dead flies will just fall at your feet because of Eau de Pepitone.
Buzz, buzz, buzz.
You don't need any fly zappers or fly swatters. Once you put on Eau de Pepitone, it's like flies are in a wheelchair begging for their lives.
ADA approved.
Eau de Pepitone is a liquid that is found in the bowels of the earth. It's forged together from failure and bad lung capacity.
Pepitone.
It is something that is so vile that it attracts people. It has a reverse effect. You would think something vile would keep people away. No. If you put on Eau de Pepitone behind your knee, behind your ears, go to a bar, and once you clean the flies away from in front of you, all the flies that have landed in the little bowl of peanuts that you have in front of you at the bar, look up at somebody. They may be vomiting, but they're also curious.
A captive audience.
Eau de Pepitone is designed for sexual encounters with people who have nothing to live for.
Pepitone.
Eau de Pepitone is available right now at the very, very top of large hotels. I'm talking about they are available on the rooftop of the Hyatt, the Hilton, Fairmont Hotel, Marriott's, Oh, you must go on the roof for Eau de Pepitone. It has to be. Do you hear that ambulance? That is someone who just mistakenly sat next to someone with Eau de Pepitone on it. So change your life today. Make Eau de Pepitone something you always get when you go shopping. Milk, meat, and Eau de Pepitone.
Pick up your Pepitone today. Available at Dollar General, Walmart, and Walgreens.
That's okay.
That's pretty
I
good.
mean, we haven't done it in a while, so
It felt pretty good. It felt very fluid. It
Well, it's
still
a
felt
fluid,
it
yeah.
felt viscous still. But which I like.
you want to do Charlotte spilling the beans?
Oh yeah, I like the Charlotte spilling the beans is great.
All right.
If you want to know about Eddie, you're gonna want to hear about Charlotte spilling the beans.
It's not easy being Eddie Pepitone's dog. One thing I notice about Eddie, he's been wearing white pants because he can afford some good stuff. But what I've noticed, and he's noticed after a day out, is there are little brown spots in the back of his white pants. And he doesn't clean them. He looks at it, he'll put the white pants up to the light in the room, and he'll say, I don't think people can see that. And he'll wear them again, and those dark spots get darker and darker until he finally says, yep, that's visible. I can't perform in these. I mean, that's just one example of how difficult it is to live with this guy. Another thing he does is he puts his hand on his belly at night and he starts playing with the fat. Like he'll just start, pushing up on his belly, and he just he feels like it's like Jell-O, and instead of attacking that problem by eating less, he just likes the feel of all the gelatinous fat, and he just kind of pushes it up and down, and finally he wakes up his spouse, who's like, what are you doing? And he lies. He always lies. He says nothing. I'm doing nothing. And I'll tell you, I've seen him say I'm doing nothing all the time. I've seen him. This is something I know for a fact. He goes out and eats meat occasionally, says he had tofu, but it's meat because I smell it on his goddamn hands. I know what meat smells like. And I'm like, give me a little something if you're gonna sneak it. He used to sometimes bring home salami and keep it way in the back of the refrigerator. And when his spouse went upstairs, he'd be like, come here. And he would give it to me. But now he doesn't want to risk it. All of a sudden, he doesn't have a set of balls. I don't know what the hell that is. Keep a little salami in the back. Why can't you keep salami, prosciutto? I love that stuff. And it was good. Especially when the spouse went away for a couple of months. It was like, hello, cold cuts. Hello, Italian deli. Woo! Sure, I had diarrhea, but you know what? It was worth it. Being a dog and having diarrhea is just part of the game. And that's what I tell him. I'll tell you one thing about him. It's sad to see him pick his nose. He'll do it for like 20 minutes in a chair because he's home alone. He doesn't think that I'm going to talk about it. But he'll keep digging around in there. And he says he rationalizes it by saying, I'm itchy in the nose, so this isn't that disgusting. But it really is, because he'll just pull out a booger, and you know what he does? He wipes it on his shirt, which is an improvement for putting it on furniture, which is what he used to do. I guess that's maturity. Anyway, this is Charlotte reporting from Eddie's apartment.
Thanks for joining us on Charlotte Spills the Beans about Eddie Pepitone.
Boy, she doesn't pull punches.
No, she doesn't. Dude, my son, when he was probably 7 or 8 years old, we found a plastic cup that he had filled with boogers.
Oh, my God.
And they were by his bed. So
Why was he saving them?
he got in trouble, I think, for wiping it on the wall once. And so
right.
he's like, I'll just put them in this cup.
Right.
God, even thinking about it makes me grossed out. But yeah, it's so funny. Especially now he's got it all figured out. I'm like, I found a fucking booger cup in your room.
Yeah. There should be some kind of machine that sucks boogers out once you put it on furniture or clothing, which is where most of it goes. The people who eat boogers I never did that, and I always looked at those people with, there's a squirrel here. I brought some walnuts out. All right, buddy. I brought some walnuts out for the... Are there squirrels behind me now?
Probably. They'll come. I mean, they'll see what's going on.
There you go, you fucks. All right. Now, I love the squirrels. I came out here because we're in 95-degree heat. I saw Ian Edwards on stage last night at the Comedy Store, and he was talking about, and I agree, that September is the hottest month out here.
Yeah. Yeah, and then October, it just dips pretty heavy.
Sometimes, dude, that's the thing about here, living in the valley. I remember Halloween walking around with the 2 dogs, and we put them in little costumes, and it was hot as fuck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we put them in costumes. I had Basil dressed as Elon Musk, and I had Charlotte dressed as a Tesla, and we were like just kind of doing a Doge thing, you know?
Yeah. That's great. When's the last time you dressed up for Halloween?
I haven't done that in a while. I used to go to Halloween parties. Do you still go?
Yeah, I still go. I mean, I'm trying to, I don't
go anymore to many parties at all.
Well, you got it. They keep you young. You go out there with a bunch of 20-somethings and everybody.
I still like to dance. I go to one party every year. It's Arden Marins, who's a great actress here, comedian as well in Hollywood. And she has a great holiday party, man. And I dance like a lunatic.
I love it. What music gets you going?
Just rock.
Yeah.
Just good dance music. I just start going, You know what I mean? Like, ooh. It's sort of like da 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 da.
I start biting my lip.
Secret agent man.
Dude, at the beginning of, I love watching the different sets. You sent me a couple of sets, and at the beginning,
the dancing.
You do the dancing at the beginning, and it's always fun.
People love it.
Well, I think what you're doing with the audience, it's like most of the people know you, but if they don't, they're like, oh, this guy's you're setting the table a little bit.
That's true. It's like. It is like this silly, upbeat thing to do.
Yes.
Right?
Well, I mean, like your opening line from For the Masses, where you just got...
I'm on Molly.
I'm on Molly. Just like...
That was a great opener.
Great opener.
I used to, when I first started doing the Comedy Store, I don't know, 8 years ago, whatever it was, I was very nervous about being I'm always nervous in a new place.
Yeah.
And I'm always... Whatever it is, wherever it is, whatever age I'm at, if it's the first time I'm performing in it, what I try to do, and tell me if you do this as well, is I try to think of what am I going to open with, because I think that's so important. Like, how am I going to open? What's the first thing I'm going to say? And a lot of times I'll run a bunch of stuff through my... like Rolodex through my head, and sometimes I can't decide on something, and that sucks before I go up. But when I really know what I'm gonna say, and that I'm on Molly came out of all those times I was at the Comedy Store trying to think, what's a great opener? What's a good opener? What's something that's gonna grab people, make them laugh?
Well, when I was really I mean, about a year ago, I was trying to perfect my 3-minute set, and I'd go up there and just be like, "Where's the big dick boys at?" And I just immediately get into it, just like, and that would get people, okay, we're in it right now. Because before I'd try to ease into it with the story and personality, and for 3 minutes, God, it's impossible. So like having a line, something like that,
Yeah. And if you watch good comics, I think they all are pretty good at that. Even though the really confident comics can just go out there and ease into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot. Sometimes it'll annoy me, like when somebody will go up, because I've seen comics go up there and be like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. Let's let this settle down. Let's get this down to 0. And like just really, wait it out. And sometimes it can be hilarious, but I've seen it go too long. It's usually when the comic is annoyed at the audience or something, or just like, I don't know, too up their own ass about the shit. But I always try to say something that's happening in the room, like something that's happening right there.
Right. That's what I did last night at the Laugh Factory. The guy before me was a very funny German guy, Mario Adrian or something like that.
Oh, really?
Have you ever seen him?
No.
I'm probably getting his last name, but he was a very funny German guy in a German accent. So,
really?
I mean, he killed. And I followed him because I was closing the show, and I went up there in a German accent, and I was like, I'm from Dusseldorf. and then I came out of it and said, is that what it takes for you fucks to like somebody? Is a German accent? Is that because of the Trump thing? And then I got into the set.
I love it, man. I was telling somebody the other day how much I enjoy watching you. Just being able to see you go up so much, and
that's great.
And it's nice too to see you struggle sometimes. For myself, for my own personal growth and self-esteem.
Yeah, you keep watching my sets, you'll see me struggle. That's for sure.
But I think a lot of kids, and I'll put myself in this camp, there is a huge value to seeing one of your heroes deal with the same obstacles you deal with.
Absolutely.
Because then you go, oh, if he does, then it's not something I'm just going to naturally get over. I have to be active to, not make this happen, or, but for me, it's been super helpful.
To watch me fail. Yes. It's I used to love watching big guys, like when I used to go to the Improv back in the day, and I used to see Chris Rock go up with new material, and he'd be reading from his phone, and a lot of it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, you could tell he was just working out. You could tell, and it's what you have to kind of do when you're breaking in new material, is you never know if it's going to be funny or not. And there would be a point where he felt like he had to get a laugh, and then he would go into he's a great performer, so he would go into Chris Rock mode if he felt like he was bombing or whatever. But yeah, I saw a lot of material that was so.
I love that. I mean, seeing the work behind it, which can sour it for a lot of people. Like if you see the same show and the same joke, doesn't matter how good it is.
Yeah, because most of the times we see the finished product. Even even for the ICE agents, they practice getting in and out of vans constantly. What we don't, when we see these videos, that's a lot of work. Because they're at training bases where they're like, close the door on the van.
Yeah.
Open the door, jump out, guys.
And the amount of smashed fingers that come through
smashed fingers, stumbling out of the van. You don't see that because they're working it out.
Yeah, sometimes people wear, the vest wrong,
They wear the vest wrong. Instead of saying ICE, it'll be upside down.
Yeah. ECI, nobody knows
ECI, nobody knows what it is.
No, it's good to see the finished product, but it does. Right. I remember the first time I saw stand-up, I saw just this guy do a set, and it was very well constructed. He'd been doing it for a long time. And I thought, wow, that was impressive. And then I went back the next day to the same mic and watched the guy do the same act.
The same guy?
Same guy do the same act again. And I just remember being, I remember And I realize now that's what you do, for a while. But I remember in that very moment being
feeling
a little
like,
I thought
he was gonna do something different.
Yeah, because when anytime you see like a play or anything, like there's magic in it because you don't know what's going to happen, especially for stand-up where so much of it is like that facade of I'm coming up with this right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other day,
Yes. Yes.
But, yeah. Once I got past that, I was able to do the same jokes for about 10 years, and I've been proud of myself for that.
I still open with "Good evening," and that's always worked.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Actually, I don't say that. I remember did you ever take a stand-up comedy course?
No.
A workshop? I took one with a guy named Rob Weinstein in New York when I was but a wee pup. I was a wee lad.
He's a wee little boy.
I was a wee lad.
They're at a Weinstein class.
And I remember Rob saying, don't say, how you doing, folks? How are you, folks? He said, don't fucking do that. He said, you're in control. You tell them how they're doing.
Yeah.
It's like you're waiting for an answer. Just fucking be in control. And I always remembered that.
Yeah.
Even though I was a wee little lad.
He's a tiny little boy. He still remembers.
I was so small that I used to be able to crawl into my father's carburetor in his car.
He'd come out onto the stage. You wouldn't even see anything. You just see the microphone moving. And you go, there must be a little wee stand-up up there.
A wee stand-up. How much time are we into?
We're getting pretty close, I think.
What?
We're 37.
Oh, okay. But anyway, yeah. It's true. I mean, here's the thing I was talking about with someone, that failure is a necessary, and this is something I think that people don't realize, or they don't phrase it this way, but failure is a component of success. The only way that you're going to be successful is by allowing yourself fail at different things. And I think what fucks people up more than anything is perfectionism and not allowing yourself to fail. You think and I still do it. I think everything out of my mouth has to be great, even if it's on the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
And as a stand-up, I think the biggest step you can take is you're on stage, you try something, it doesn't work, and you don't fucking get into this beating yourself up or self-loathing in your head.
Yes.
You just kind of comment on it and kind of ride it and go into the next thing and realize that it's all part of it.
Yeah. Well, all the entrepreneurial books that my dad used to listen to when I was growing up, and like motivational speaker type stuff, because he was in Amway, and it was a lot of guys.
Amway.
Amway, which was like,
I was in My Way, which was a Frank Sinatra group. All of us had Sinatra hats on.
Send me $49.95. I'll send you a blackjack right now.
We all had Sinatra hats on, and it was like, I did it my way. A man, what has he got? Regrets? I've had a few. But then again, too few to mention, eh? See, that's the actual attitude that is bullshit. It's that macho, there's a macho-ness to us, not failing.
Absolutely.
A macho,
yes.
Like you present this image like I'm a tough guy. Everybody's a tough guy until they meet a tougher guy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about physical confrontation.
Absolutely.
Everybody is like, yeah, I'm going to kick you. And then they get their ass kicked eventually by somebody.
Absolutely.
And then they're not so tough anymore. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's all about, and I brought that up in that respect to realize that, we're all fucking not perfect. We're all flawed. We don't have to give this image of like, what is it? Invulnerability.
Right.
Invulnerability.
Right. Being able to, it's that kind of self-confidence of like, if I screw this up, it's because I'm trying something out, and it doesn't mean I'm bad at this. It means I'm attempting something.
Right. It's still not easy to do as a comic because we fucking absolutely, and this is going to kind of contradict what I was just saying, we absolutely live for laughs. It's our life juice, you know?
Yeah.
Actually, I keep a juice called Laughing Juice. It's Tropicana used to make it. It was just something you would drink and get hysterical. I then found out it was a gasoline byproduct, petroleum byproduct, put out by Chevron that just kind of tickled the funny bone.
Yeah, no good can come without an evil, you know?
That's right.
But these books, they would always talk about every failure, every bankruptcy, every failed business is one step closer to success.
Oh, they that's actually smart.
Absolutely. And so it's like, so that's always been kind of a thing, but emotionally, good God, it is difficult to do, especially when you're going up there and you're like, I want to work on these new bits or whatever there. And then you go, and if it doesn't hit, you know, it's just like there's that part of you that's just going, oh, you suck, you know, and
that's the part of you that you have to like, you know, try to tame.
Yeah,
you know, and it's a fucking life's work, really.
Yeah,
and this is going to sound a little new agey, but it's all about having compassion for yourself and others. You know, yourself first. Like, really have compassion that you're a work in progress.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm much meaner to myself than I am to anybody else.
Yeah.
That idea of compassion and all that stuff from religion and from church and all that stuff was much easier to do and ingrained in me for other people. But for myself, I'm always like, I'm a sinful...
Do unto other. What about that famous saying, do unto others as you would do unto yourself? Luckily, you don't take that advice.
No. No. I God forbid. I'd be a real asshole to everybody. No, I would never take that in the other direction.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you about one of the moments when I was like, I don't think I can call myself a Christian anymore?
No, I don't think so.
I was, it was kind of like the beginning seed of it was there was this guy who was a super duper evangelist who would like spend all of his money on Bible tracts and Bibles to give to people. And I was up at this camp in Colorado, and the guy was like, if you believe that the wages of sin is death, and anyone who isn't a Christian goes to hell, and all this stuff, if you really believe that, wouldn't you be telling all your friends all the time? And I was like, yeah, I think I probably would. And I was like, shit, maybe I don't believe this because I don't really feel that pressure. And it was like the opposite of what he was hoping, you know, the result. But for me personally, I remember thinking,
you can't, I don't like this forcing shit on other people.
No.
You know?
I
remember sitting here once with my dogs, and these two young kids came up and they said, and they had a little Bible, and they just started talking to me about, have you accepted Jesus? And I said, yeah, I try, you know.
Yeah.
I always kind of engage them a little, and then I see that they're lost. You know, when you're walking around, when you're walking around and it's like trying to convert. That would be funny if stand-ups went around in like public spaces trying to get people to convert to being stand-ups. And you go, have you thought about stand-up comedy? And they're like, no, I'm an accountant. I'm doing quite well. Yeah, well, what you do is, I guess you make money, but do you have a fulfilling like connection with an audience, man? Like, imagine if
where are you able to express yourself comedically? You don't have the fulfillment of that. Come with me to sign up for an open mic.
Yeah, it's just something weird about needing to change people
Yeah, I mean,
into a very specific mindset. It's so specific.
absolutely. Yeah, that is the thing that is the biggest problem is people's specificity on it. And
Yeah.
But I mean, I will tell you, there is no better feeling than knowing that you have everything figured out. That is a nice feeling, that you got it figured out and you know the truth, and it's so funny.
Until one day you don't.
Yeah.
One fine day
Yeah.
has the kinks.
Yeah. No, I just remember like people telling stories about, non-believers and them just being like, and they said this, and I tell you, the devil, he's a tricky guy,
Those are the people you read about,
Yeah.
doing crack eventually or whatever. I'm thinking of Jerry Falwell and Tammy Faye Baker, and who was her husband? They were a great couple. Jim and Tammy Baker were, to me, what evangelists really should be. Fucking
Just complete heretics.
yeah.
Just absolute snake oil salesmen.
I always am blown away when I see an evangelist railing with all this vitriol against homosexuality, and then they get caught in
Always.
homosexual relationships.
Yep.
And it's like, what the fuck?
Yep. And that person's life is, they're fucked from
Yes.
then on. Like, and I mean, I had friends who, I had a very good friend married with 2 kids and was gay, and
Oh, really?
had, left the wife and kids, and, still has a good relationship with the kids and whatnot,
But he finally accepted himself.
Yeah,
and
but he had to leave.
he's now cruising in cars with no headlights.
He's married to a guy now, but yeah, cruise. Yeah, he's just going from rest stop to rest stop.
You a trucker, sir? Let me ask you something. Would you like something sucked? I used to be married with 2 children, and I found the light. I found the light. I found the light. Well, I think we're pretty good.
I think we're pretty good.
95-degree heat. I'm starting to wilt a little. We did some bits. We did some nice chatting.
Yeah, guys.
We're August 31st. Today, we're going into September. For a lot of you around the country, you're going to get nice, cool weather. We're going to be baking here for another month.
Yes, it will be nice. Well, guys, stay indoors. And if you're indoors and you want to check out this podcast, make sure to go over to YouTube, where you can watch full episodes of this podcast on full 1080p, sometimes even 4K. It's very, very high def. Go over to EddiePepitone.com. You want to find out when he's coming to your neck of the woods. And make sure to go to Patreon if you want more of this podcast. We've got full Eddie Pepitone stand-up sets up there and clips, and then a couple of special deals, especially this podcast. The day that it comes out, goes up in video format right there. And then for everybody else, a week later on YouTube.
All right, everybody, thank you for watching or listening or both to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with 0 upside.